This episode is brought to you by the Vigo County History Center, a 34,000 square foot time capsule connecting you to our storied past, located at 929 Wabash Avenue in downtown Terre Haute. Contact us today to plan your visit or just stop in.
Welcome back to the Connected Podcast, recorded right here in Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm your host, Dallas Wilson, and this week we have Suzy Dunning, who is the Vigo County historian and curator. Hey, Suzy, how's it going?
Hi, doing well.
Good, good. So tell me a little bit about what it means to be a historian and curator for Vigo County.
Okay, so
What do you do?
what is a curator? I hear that a lot. You'd be surprised. So I took on this role as curator of the Vigo County History Center, and in that position, I oversee all of the artifacts and donated items, the entire collection, as well as developing exhibit spaces, programming, collaborating with events.
It sounds like a lot.
It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot. And then you got to probably deal with a lot of different people, right?
Yes, and that's the part I love about the position. It was a big switch in my career coming from veterinary medicine into this, but I did volunteer for the Historical Society for about 4 years before I took the position. So I was already familiar with Terre Haute history. I just love it. It's the one thing I can do and never get tired of doing. I can learn these stories, I can share the stories, and that gives me so much joy. So I also help with research. I love that and help people with their research projects. I get to learn a lot as I'm doing that. So I don't just automatically know all these things. I just learn about them, and then I can help relay and retell those stories.
So I would imagine you and Dr. Reynolds have a working relationship.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the first people that I was introduced to in my position here at the History Center was Dr. Reynolds. She and I have worked together on numerous programs and events here at the History Center. She's been instrumental in some of my research as well, and with her research. So
Yeah.
she's a valuable asset and a good friend.
So is it equal parts curiosity and memory?
Well, sometimes my memory is not as great as I wish it would be, but I do have strange things that stick in my head, like weird trivia tidbits, like all of us do, I think. And I learn a lot about history, so some of it sticks in there. But a lot of what I do as a curator is taking care of the museum. A lot of what I do as a historian is connecting people to history, if that makes sense. So let's say somebody wanted to learn about their family history or the house that they moved into. And they're like, how do I get this house on the National Register? I've moved into a historical home. I get that question quite a bit. So I'm not the point of contact for that information, but I know who is. So I make that connection. When people want to know about the historical marker program here in Terre Haute, I get a lot of questions and requests about that, and I'm happy to connect people with those resources as well. And I'm a point of contact, a resource center for connections with history.
Yeah, I'd imagine you know everybody at this point. Did you?
I meet new people every day. I met some people today from the 181st, and we're going to work together on some history projects with the airport and with the 181st and their historical archive.
So of all of the historical stories you've gone through, what is one that sticks out to you? Whether it's whimsical or a little weird or peculiar. What's one of those stories?
Well, I'm not sure what draws me to this, but I do have a particular interest in medical history, but specifically community health and social services. So when I learned a story about this social settlement house and how certain effects took place during the turn of the century to develop reform for the community, for Terre Haute, and for citizens of West Terre Haute, it just really kind of stuck with me because I think of these people as pioneers and how they they tried to create a system that didn't even exist on any level, just to care for those individuals of the community who were less fortunate, and to put together some kind of help for them, because they did see a great need. There were traveling nurses who would go to West Terre Haute educating women on health matters. There was a push for clean water in Terre Haute and in West Terre Haute. There were a lot of social reform things that happened during that time frame, and I find that fascinating.
It seems everyone fixate with the idea of the gangs and Al Capone and the Prohibition era
Yes.
of Terre Haute rather
That's
than
very popular. It is. And I'm not going to dispute it. I'm not going to say that Terre Haute didn't properly earn the title Sin City. But a lot of people may have a skewed view of how that came about, and maybe romanticize the idea of the gang bootlegging scene that was happening here in Terre Haute. Because I feel like Terre Haute, from my research, shows a community pretty divided when it came to alcohol during Prohibition. There were quite a few groups and community members that were part of the temperance movement and very much against alcohol. And that's not really talked about a lot, because people like to push that, there was a lot of bootlegging going on, and there was, but I'm not sure that that was, based on my research, the majority.
Yeah, it doesn't represent the entire city and,
right.
There.
So it is an interesting thing to study. It's definitely a colorful past in Terre Haute. There was bootlegging going on. There was gambling when they shouldn't have been. There were houses of prostitution for sure up until the 70s. And that's all part of our past. There were things in our past that we are not proud of, that nobody should be proud of. And there were things in our past that we have had to grow from and learn from. I think that the chapter on Terre Haute Vice is definitely an interesting one, and it's one that people are drawn to, but to me, that doesn't represent Terre Haute's story. Because I think Terre Haute's story is more about a community of people with a lot of grit who push on and try to overcome adversities and things that have held this community down. And we see that even today.
I would say it's so much character here. We were talking about before we turned the microphones on how there's so many different circles. And I think that represents the level of diversity. And that's beyond, that's beyond race or gender or what have you. It's more so cultures brought from other places. The people who moved from Kentucky, the people who moved from Chicago, Indy, people who were born and raised here at Terre Haute, some people who stayed after ISU, not many of us, not many of us. But the few of us who stayed after graduating Indiana State University or Rose-Hulman or what have you kind of contribute to that character. What could you tell me about this room, this Coca-Cola room we're in?
So this room, originally I have heard rumors that originally it was going to be an exhibit. But through some process, the people before me decided that it would be an actual working soda shop. And not one where you get like soda fountain drinks, because Terre Haute's the birthplace of the Coca-Cola bottle. So we wanted to tell that story and actually sell Cokes in bottles to customers and visitors to the museum. But we also have ice cream. We have pretty good ice cream sundaes, Coke floats, and
Coke float.
Coke floats. It's something I've never heard of until I came here. I've had root beer floats, but the new thing now, we have dirty sodas. So that is a very popular new product that we offer here. We do get a lot of people that come in and they see the menu and they're like, oh, I think I'll try that Paradise Royale, or oh, let me try that Sunset on the Wabash. We have a signature list of drinks for dirty sodas, and they're kind of all Terre Haute history related.
They're going to be available at the at the museum event, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Night at the Museum is October 25th. That's our annual fundraiser. It's a big night where we bring history to life. It's the sensation of the season.
Yeah, last year was my first year attending, in which I got to participate playing Dr.
Yeah.
Greg Bell, which was pretty cool.
Quite an
And,
honor.
and I've been telling people all this time that last year he was alive when I played him. So most people are coming up to me like, "Oh, I just saw him last week."
Yes.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of appearance for me as Dr. Greg Bell. I'm going to try to capture who he was a little bit by reading his book, maybe educating myself a bit further. Last year, I didn't know the biggest part of a Night at the Museum event was actually having historic facts about the person, so that when you're engaging, like as I'm engaging as Dr. Greg Bell, I'm telling people as if I'm him,
Yeah.
the experiences that I had.
And that's what I love about Night at the Museum. And I'm not even sure we really planned it that way. It just happened organically that our characters and our cast really get into their role. They want to research these historical people. They want to help share their story. And that hits home for me. So I really love that aspect of the event. I love that people come out and they get to have fun and mix and mingle with historical characters that maybe they didn't know about. Because I think if you know your history and you know more about the community, the people that were here before us, it helps instill some pride in the community, helps instill pride as well as help you find your own place and connect you to the past.
And it's also just a great group of people too,
Oh,
right?
yes.
You get to learn some
Absolutely.
historic facts and whatnot, but you're also meeting a lot of people who,
Yes, absolutely.
have their own kind of take on exactly what these people are talking about, the stories
right.
that are being shared. So
And Terre Haute might have a lot of different circles, but at Night at the Museum, we try to bring some of those circles together and have people from all different organizations and involvement in the town to come and work together.
yeah, and it feels very celebratory.
Oh, it is.
Obviously, it's the facts are there, and people are learning and also contributing to the information, but it feels celebratory. Is there much more you can tell me about the event? Maybe something that I have not asked or covered about the Night at the Museum event?
The Night at the Museum, October 25th. It's at 6 to 8 p.m. 6 to 9. Sorry.
Is
6
there a
to
price
9
for
p.m.
admission?
Tickets are on sale. They're on sale online. They are $65 for tickets. If you're a member of the Historical Society, then you get a $15 off. So
And so I can get an alcoholic beverage as well, right?
that is correct. We will have cash bars here. It's a mystery bar. A mystery bar will be here. It'll be a speakeasy in the basement. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're not letting everybody in on all the details.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. You got to know the secret knock on the back door
Yeah.
to get into the. No.
Yeah,
we're not doing
98% of you.
But
no,
there
we
will
won't
be
have it.
alcoholic beverages. There will be a bar here. There will be snacks and food as well.
And then visitors will have access to all 3 floors, correct?
Yes, so all 3 floors of the museum will be open, and this place will be buzzing. There'll be energy and something going on every floor. There'll be food on every floor, as well as music. We're going to have some musical performers here as well.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of this museum is the theater.
Though the theater room, yes.
Yeah. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about that? Because I believe nonprofits can host events here free of
Correct.
charge.
That's right. So the event center and the auditorium are available to nonprofits free of charge in Terre Haute. So we're happy to offer that space, and it's a wonderful asset for the Historical Society, one that we didn't have at the former museum. Definitely helps bring in people to the museum as well as offer educational programming. We do Saturday programs, special events like our Black History Month events. We do Juneteenth. It's a huge celebration here at the History Center. And just all kinds of, there's always something happening here.
And would you say the best way to stay in the loop is Facebook, or is there an email list most people can join?
Yeah,
Is
so
the
we
site
do
up to date?
have a Facebook, so keep up to date on what's going on here at the History Center on our Facebook page as well as our website. I have an intern that I brought on who just is making us a TikTok page. So I guess we're going to have a TikTok presence as well.
What can we expect to see on the TikTok page?
I'm hoping that we'll see some energetic videos, some great things that are coming up, highlighting exhibit spaces, as well as some of the events and programs.
And the latest exhibit space is the pilot,
That's right. The newest exhibit is Flights Over Vigo Skies. That's our aviation history of Terre Haute.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool how it's like a monitor across there. And then I heard that you all went and captured the footage with Brandon Halleck. He actually took you up.
That's right. Yeah, we got to go up in the plane. Marla, our executive director, and I went up in a plane with Brandon Halleck and with a GoPro, and we were capturing footage over Vigo County. So the cool thing, if you've never flown just below the cloud line that close, you look down and it's like, well, there's Terre Haute. You know, we went up with a list of places we thought we were going to be able to pinpoint out. And it was like, okay, so we're going to fly over to Mill Dam, and then we're going to fly over here to Fowler Park. And realistically, when you get up there, the perspective changes. So I actually at one point had my phone out and had to like Google map, like on Google Maps, where is this? It should be right here. Because
it just looked like Terre Haute, huh?
It just looks like everything's all right there. And a lot of it, if it's like Mill Dam or Fowler Park, it's covered by trees, so you can't see really where you're at. You have to kind of know the geographic landmarks to look for.
It sounds like a cool experience, but I am petrified of heights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm picturing it as like one of those planes where it's like nothing over your head. You guys are just kind of sitting in seats, just one with
No,
the
we were
sky.
enclosed. We were in an enclosed little plane, but it was kind of bouncy.
A little bit of turbulence. Huh?
It was a little bouncy because where we were flying, like I said, just under the cloud line, you're not up high enough where it's super smooth. So you are catching a lot of wind at that height. So it was a little...
Yeah. Oh, I bet Marla
little
had a great
knuckle
time.
clenching at times, but everything was under control. We trusted our pilot.
So are you loving the team here? How long have you worked here, and are you loving the team here at the Vigo County History Center?
Yes. So I have been here at the History Center. I was hired on in 2020 in January, just in time to be shut down for COVID.
Yeah, what a good time.
Yes, but it gave me some time. I was lucky enough to be able to work from home. And so the team has changed a lot in my 5 years that I've been here. So we brought on Marla Flowers as our executive director. That was a huge win for the History Center for me. I would be lost without Marla. She's been wonderful for the organization to grow and to become what it is today. And I've had some great supportive help with, we have a small staff, but they're mighty, and we would be lost without our volunteers. Our organization is 90% volunteer ran. So these people come in, they give their time to do something that they're passionate about. We're happy to have them. They help do research. We have volunteers that help run the front desk. They're helping to build exhibits. They're helping with research. They're helping in many capacities. There's no way we would be able to do an outreach with this organization as much as we do without our volunteers.
And with that, I'd like to conclude this episode with you. Thank you for welcoming us into the Vigo County History Center, your place of work. It's been just a joy being able to walk around and check out all the different exhibits. And thank you for tuning in to the Connected podcast. To watch or listen to other episodes, check us out at connect812.com. Thanks.
You just tuned in to the Connected Podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, maybe a member of the community you'd like to hear more about. If you want to go the extra mile, click the donation link below. If you'd like to continue listening, click right here. Thanks again for tuning in.